More cruise lines submit to the new CDC 2-day testing requirement prior to embarkation. The Port of New Orleans remains closed following Hurricane Ida. We'll tell you the story of a dramatic rescue at sea from a cruise ship up in Alaska. There's a new cruise ship being built in Italy for Princess Cruise Lines. And we'll provide further clarification on yesterday's update for Carnival's cruise restart plans. All that, plus our new giveaway starts right now. Make sure you stay tuned so you don't miss anything from today's Midships episode. Welcome to the Midships YouTube channel. I'm your Captain Corey. Now let's go ahead and reveal the giveaway items for this week's giveaway, and we'll tell you how you can be chosen to win them. All right, so the first item in this week's giveaway is this power outlet expansion unit for your cruise cabin. This works on US plugs. It will take one outlet and turn it into 3. Also, it gives you an extra 2 USB ports to charge your devices. So handy when you're on a cruise and you got like one plug in your ship. It's like, come on, why can't we build ships with multiple plugs? So this is going to be awesome for whoever wins it. Also, we have 2 items in the giveaway and the winner will receive both. So let's take a look at item number 2. Okay, so item number 2 for this week's Cruise Swag giveaway. Here we go. We've got the over-the-door pocket organizer. These are absolutely fantastic for the small confined spaces in your cruise cabin. You just hang this over your closet or your bathroom door and you can slide everything you need in here. Sunglasses, extra water bottles, shoes, clothing, all kinds of accessories. This is a great way to keep everything organized so you're not losing things, forgetting them in your cabin. A lot of people really love to have these organizers. So those are the items for this week's giveaway. Now let's go over the rules for this contest. First and foremost, this contest is not sponsored by YouTube in any way, shape, or form. It's sponsored by Midships and the Midships channel, and it is for our subscribers. We absolutely love and appreciate every single one of you. To qualify to win the prizes, you have to be 18 years or older, live in the United States, and be a subscriber of the Midships channel. Now to enter to win, all you'll need to do is comment below this video how many cruises you have been on. The contest is officially open now and it will run until Wednesday, September 7th at noon Eastern time. So you just have to get that comment of how many cruises you've been on before noon Eastern on Wednesday, September 7th, and you will be eligible to win. Again, congratulations to our 2 previous Cruise Swag giveaway winners, and we wish you the best of luck in this week's drawing. And if you missed out on the previous giveaways or you just can't wait to get your hands on this week's items, there are Amazon links in the description below. It'll take you right to the Amazon page for any of these items. Plus, if you click the link, it'll help the Midships channel regardless, so we'd really appreciate it. Now let's get into some cruise news, and the biggest story right now is the new Carnival Cruise Line protocols. And they're not the only cruise line that's implementing a new 2-day testing requirement before embarkation instead of the original 3-day that most cruise lines had been operating with. So let's read a story from cruisecritic.com. And this is written by Aaron Saunders. Cruise lines switch COVID testing window from 3 days to 2 before embarkation. Several cruise lines have introduced changes overnight to mandatory testing requirements for passengers sailing on cruises this month, shortening the window for producing negative COVID tests from 3 days prior to embarkation to only 2. Carnival Cruise Line and now Princess Cruises have modified their health and safety protocol web pages to reflect the changes. However, as this requirement is being mandated by the US CDC, passengers booked on sailings departing from U.S. home ports later this month should be prepared for the shortened testing requirements. So this is directed at anyone sailing out of a U.S. port later this month. You have to assume that Royal Caribbean is going to shortly follow suit. We have to assume that Celebrity is going to fall in line as well. So what this means is that if you have a COVID test scheduled, you need to go ahead and look and make sure it falls within that testing guidance. So that means if your cruise departs on Saturday, you have the 2 days before that to book your COVID test. So you leave on Saturday, you've got Friday, you've got Thursday. So ideally your test happens on Thursday and you cruise on Saturday. So that's how this is working. A lot of people don't realize you can book this testing online. So for instance, on CVS's website, you can book your test approximately 13 days out. Now that's specific to my region in Central Florida, but I'm sure it's very similar in other regions. So you need to be your advocate booking these COVID tests. Make sure you get in because there's a limited number of tests available. Let's get back into the article. The changes will take effect on different dates. For Carnival, any sailing departing on or after September 13th requires passengers to be tested no more than 2 days in advance. For Princess, the requirement goes into effect on September 19th's voyage of Majestic Princess from Seattle. Both Carnival and Princess are taking pains to advise booked passengers on what the new testing window means. For example, passengers sailing on a Saturday could get tested as early as Thursday. Those departing on Sunday can be tested as early as Friday. This is a change from the previous requirements, which were based on hours. The 2-day time frame provides you with more flexibility than a 48-hour time frame, reads a statement on the Princess Cruise website. By using the 2-day window, your test validity does not depend on the time of your embarkation or the time of day that your test was administered. So basically, there was a lot of confusion and questions regarding this time window. So say you got your test at 9 a.m. 3 days before your cruise embarked, but your cruise didn't embark till 6 p.m. A lot of people wondered if their test even counted. So this is hopefully going to clear up a lot of the questions around it. All this works on is calendar days, not hours based on the calendar day. So hopefully that provides a little clarity for you as far as your testing window. Again, you've got 2 days prior to embarkation day. So hopefully that will help you schedule your test. And remember, there's multiple places that you can receive these tests. You can receive them in a lot of major airports. You have basically 15 to 30 minute turnaround times for COVID testing in a lot of major airports. Obviously, we have the CVS, the Walgreens, there's county health resources. There's many of places that offer this testing. There's also mobile test sites in cruise ports, and Carnival is hoping to set up some testing right there on site in port for people who haven't received their results back. Now, they specify they want you to try on your own to get a test result. So make sure you do that first, and be sure you save your receipt if you have to pay for this and turn it into your health insurance because they should foot the bill for you. Accepted tests can be either antigen or PCR, and some at-home self-test kits can be used, provided those test kits meet certain criteria, including the mandate that self-test kits must include a telehealth service affiliated with the manufacturer of the test that provides real-time supervision remotely through audio and visual connection. So let's simplify that. There's very few circumstances that you can do an at-home test kit and be allowed to board your cruise with it. However, there is a specific Abbott test kits that some cruise lines will accept, provided you do the test through a Zoom call or a video call with a testing provider. But that is cruise line specific, and Midships does not recommend this unless you specifically know from your cruise line that they will accept the test kit. We would recommend going in and doing an in-person test, say at a drive-thru in a pharmacy or the aforementioned airport testing options. Those are your best options. The article finishes up by saying that any unvaccinated passengers must take a PCR test for embarkation. And now, obviously, we know that the only people cruising right now unvaccinated are children under 12 and adults who have a medical exemption. So that's the 411 on the new testing rules for Princess and Carnival cruise lines. You can expect in the coming days, other cruise lines are going to fall in line with this 2-day testing requirement. Now let's talk about the Port of New Orleans, because we have a few stories coming out of there that you're going to want to know. In an article from thepointsguy.com's Gene Sloan, cruises from New Orleans on hold in wake of Hurricane Ida. The comeback of cruising out of New Orleans is on hold for now, thanks in part to Hurricane Ida, with electricity, drinking water, and fuel still scarce across most of Louisiana in the wake of the storm. Cruise giant Carnival has canceled a sailing out of New Orleans, scheduled for Sunday, that would have been the first from the city in 17 months. River cruise lines that operate Mississippi River sailings out of New Orleans also are steering clear for now. Both American Cruise Lines and American Queen Steamboat Company will be operating river cruises in the coming days out of more northerly Mississippi river ports in Mississippi and Tennessee instead of New Orleans. The Carnival sailing on Sunday that the line canceled was for Carnival Glory and would have been the first ocean cruise out of New Orleans by any line since the COVID outbreak was declared a pandemic in March of 2020. The vessel had been scheduled to operate a 7-day voyage to the Bahamas that would have featured calls at Bimini, Freeport, and Nassau. In a statement sent to the Points Guy, Carnival said the decision to cancel Sunday sailing followed a post-storm assessment by local officials. For now, the line has only canceled the coming week's sailings. A sailing of Carnival Glory scheduled for September 12th remains on schedule. We're going to take this opportunity now to sort of detail in depth what the cruise port operations are looking like out of New Orleans. We have an update from the Port of New Orleans website dated Friday, September 3rd. Port of New Orleans continues coordinating with navigation partners as well as local and state officials to resume operations safely and as quickly as possible. So let's detail some of the vessel operations. Effective September 1st at 3 p.m., the captain of the Port of New Orleans has set port condition normal. Vessel movement and cargo operations are authorized with restrictions. The Mississippi River at Southwest Pass through to New Orleans at mile marker 105 is open with guidelines in place and restrictions to daylight hours only for deep draft vessels. A safety zone is still in place for mile marker 105 to 108. Vessel schedules will be updated as conditions evolve. So if you're not familiar at all with New Orleans, that probably sounds like a foreign language, but I'm going to help you out and sort of give you a visual representation of what this all means. So we have a map here. This is from Entergy, and basically Entergy is the electric provider in New Orleans, and this is their power outage map. And you can see that the red indicates where the power is currently out in New Orleans, and this has been a lot of red for a lot of days since Ida. You can see in the main downtown area, we're sort of coming back online. The cruise operations sort of run in this area. This bridge here will be familiar if you've cruised out of New Orleans. This is the Pontchartrain Expressway, otherwise known as Route 90. So mile marker 105 is actually upriver from the cruise port. It's up over here in this area. And so most of the cruise port is going to be contained here. And this is the southbound Mississippi route down to the Gulf of Mexico. So good news is that this is where most of the restrictions lie. So we have hopes that this cruise on September 12th may still go out. Now, with the power situation down here, it's unclear if the cruise port has power or not. I'm seeing red and green sort of in this vicinity of the Pontchartrain Expressway where the Carnival cruise ships would normally board. So there's still a hope that this cruise will go out on September 12th, but the window for that cruise is starting to close. So we're keeping our fingers crossed for you guys who are scheduled on that cruise. Let's talk about the options that you might have if your cruise has been canceled or rescheduled. So the channel to the cruise terminal remains closed and New Orleans is under emergency management, Carnival said in a statement. We will provide our guests and travel advisor partners with additional information as it becomes available. Carnival said passengers on the canceled sailing will receive a full refund for their cruise fare, and they quote, "We are sorry for this disruption to our guests' vacation plans, and we will keep those affected by the storm in our thoughts and prayers." I heard from a few people in the Midships family who were scheduled to be on the now canceled Carnival Glory cruise out of New Orleans, and Carnival actually offered them to switch their itinerary out of Galveston, and some people took them up on it. So I'm so glad that we have people in the Midships family who didn't end up being totally canceled and put out on their vacation by Hurricane Ida. Now let's issue some further clarifications to yesterday's Midships episode regarding some of the new Carnival Cruise Line itineraries that are planned for later this year into 2022. In an article from cruisecritic.com's Aaron Saunders, Carnival reveals fall cruise ship deployment, announces mobile COVID testing units pierside. Carnival Cruise Line announced further details of its fall cruise restart Thursday, along with plans to deploy new mobile COVID-19 rapid testing facilities at its U.S. home ports for vaccinated travelers. That's important. Make sure you read that right. Vaccinated travelers who are unable to secure testing before embarkation. Carnival will restart several ships this fall, and we'll take you down the list. Carnival Valor restarts from New Orleans November 1st. Carnival Legend will start from Baltimore November 14th. Carnival Radiance December 13th out of Long Beach. Carnival Pride November 14th from Tampa. Carnival Conquest on December 13th from Miami. And finally, the Carnival Sensation will start on January 22nd from Mobile, Alabama. Now, a lot of these ships were supposed to be starting a little bit sooner and from different ports than what you listed. So yesterday was a cancellation day for a lot of people on their Carnival cruise. So we at Midships were pretty sad to hear that some people got canceled yesterday, and we hope you were able to make other plans. Now, it's Friday, and we hope that you're ready for an awesome weekend, and we're going to get it started off right here with a little Slane Irish whiskey here before our next story. I love a good Irish whiskey. Now we're going to talk about a brand new ship and a brand new class of ship to boot here. Fincantieri is a famous shipyard over in Italy, and in an article from cruiseindustrynews.com, Fincantieri starts construction of a new Sphere-class ship for Princess Cruises. The steel of the first two liquefied natural gas cruise ships for Princess Cruises took place at the Fincantieri shipyard in northeastern Italy. The ship will be built in the Monfalcone yard. At 175 gross tons, the Sphere vessels will be the largest ships built so far in Italy. They will each accommodate approximately 4,300 guests and will be based on a next-generation platform design, being the first Princess cruise ships to be dual fuel powered primarily by liquefied natural gas. So what this means is we have hybrid cruise ships coming from Princess Cruise Lines. Very cool stuff. Now we have to talk about a dramatic at-sea helicopter rescue that happened up in Alaska. From KINYradio.com, Kodiak, Alaska, U.S. Coast Guard, a Coast Guard air station, Sitka MH-60 Jayhawk helicopter aircrew medevaced a woman Wednesday from a cruise ship in Chatham Strait near Sitka, Alaska. Before we begin this article, I want to provide some perspective to you on the type of helicopter that we're talking about in this story, because I think it just helps you kind of paint a visual picture and really be an informed reader and understand what's going on. So this is one of those MH-60 Jayhawk helicopters that are used in these type of rescue operations. You can see it's essentially a modified version of the Black Hawk helicopter that most of us are familiar with. We just have the extraction system here on the outside of the craft. So let's hop into this article. The aircrew retrieved the woman at approximately 10 a.m. and transferred her to Sitka for further transport to a higher level of care. Bystanders at Coast Guard Sector Juneau Command Center received the request for a medevac from the cruise ship Celebrity Millennium at approximately 8 a.m. for a 55-year-old passenger who was suffering from chest pains. Watchstanders directed the launch of the Jayhawk aircrew from the Coast Guard station. Good communication with the cruise ship and the MH-60 Jayhawk crew ensured proper coordination for the medevac, said Petty Officer First Class Gerard Buckmiller, a Coast Guard Sector Juneau Command Center watchstander. We were able to conduct the medevac efficiently so the patient could receive a higher level of medical care. We will continue to monitor this story and this situation. If we can find out more information on the conditioner of this celebrity cruise passenger, we will indeed bring it to the Midships family. A quick reminder, all of the articles referenced in today's Midships episode will be linked below this video. While you're down there, why not smash the thumbs up button if you love cruising? Remember that the giveaway contest is on. All you have to do is comment below this video how many cruises you have been on. Thanks so much for tuning in today. We hope you have a fantastic weekend, and until next time, we'll see you on the Midships.